I saw this and I smelt it, and I had to open up. I had to open up this was in the dead of summer. I had to open up my front and back. That's all I have in my condo, and turn on the air conditioning and get everything cranking up because that's how stinky it was. And I lost my taste for X. Well, guess what online dating did for me? I lost my taste for men. You guessed it. Cheers to that, motherfuckers. Supplied me with all the doinks on online dating that you could possibly have, that made it quite blatant to me that it was really all about sex, but also I am at a different consciousness level in which sex is what you do after you've been met in all the other places that are a requirement for me to have a satisfying relationship. I have to understand the man and he has to understand me. We have to get each other in the heart level, mind level, and the spiritual connection, and then the sex comes easy. But these guys wanted to go straight for the finish line. They wanted to go straight for the sex. And I go, oh, okay, my consciousness level is higher. I'm the wise woman. I'm 60. I can teach women how to hold off their urges because biology and Mother Nature and hormones, I know what it's like to want to hump everything in sight. Oh my God, I do. So I'm in a new chapter. I used to do things in order to meet people, like I told you, like I'd go out or something. And then I switched that. And now I'm doing things just to have fun, to enjoy, to really be happy. That I'm a human, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. And I lived to understand the grief and sadness of what really truly happened to my childhood and me, and also how men treat women and how I was treated. Oh, it's awful. Hurt people, okay? Bottom line, hurt people. Okay, so in one of my videos, maybe in my synopsis, I'll link it in one of my comments. It was like, just kind of wrapping up the online dating, wrapping up my feelings about male toxicity online, etc., stuff like that. And I'm at this great pause, and I was saying, I have all this time and energy. I used to put so much energy into a sinking ship. I was the one keeping it alive. And now I can forgive myself for doing that. I can forgive myself for going back to an abusive man again and again and again and again and again. It's because I was raised by a pathologically narcissistic mother, and I was conditioned. So this world we live in, the narcissistic personality type really is not identified. And we don't know what they're like. We don't know what the experience with them is. We don't have any idea what they are until we actually are recovering from one. And when you're actually in that place of recovering from a narcissistic relationship, it's like, oh my God. I went through that. That was life. That was my life with that person. Constant struggle, daily arguments over nothing. Not knowing when that person would be home, when they would be home, what time they would be home, what state of mind they would be home, what state of inebriation they would be home. It was insane. It was crazy making. And then meanwhile, he lied to you. And it was just such a reflection to me that my childhood was so misinformed, and I had to recreate that hell in order to sink to the very bottom, in order to be able to go, wow, I know there's light. I know there's something more than this, but there's myself. And you know what you gotta do to have a life worth living, ladies? If you are in that boat, we have to reprogram our subconscious minds. We have to undo some damage. And we gotta do it in a way that's respectful of the life journey and paths of others. But this is my way. This is how I'm doing it. And I had to find my process. I had to find my way. So I'm sharing it with you because I've picked a little bit of this, a little bit of that from all over the place. And I'm putting it together for my own system. That's all. Whatever my endeavors are, with whatever I end up doing with my system, if it truly functions well, I'll be known by its manifestations of what I actually do. Not just what I say. And that certainly is one of the biggest tells for narcissists. And that's one of the mental mind F's they give you, is that they keep putting you on the defensive because defense is the best offense for them. So they put their offensive move to defend themselves from you is to put you on the defense. And they do that to you and they undermine you and they're constantly chipping away. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Whether it's a parent or a relationship or Carl the Snarl, whose wife, ex, is dying of cancer. I knew what he was. He was bad news. And I know why she's dying. Of course, I can't make any claims. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. That's why I'm motivated. I want people to heal. Feel what needs to be healed. Get real. We no longer have to conceal our hurt. And we can heal from it. I have a very interesting book in me. And I'm sure many people do. However, it's only the people who have the ability to write who truly are able, I think, for me to face the truth of their desire for closure. I want closure. I don't want to keep fueling myself by the hurt. I'm ready to take the next step. Because now I have time. And that was how I started this. I have time now because I'm not putting it into looking for a relationship. I'm not putting it into an established toxic relationship. And I'm not putting it into going out to make myself available for relationship. Because the only relationship I need to have right now is the one not only with myself, but with my Creator. So that I align my spine with a divine to feel fine. I align my will with divine will. And I think that must be the point of all of this, right? Don't suffer for naught, but don't focus on the suffering, or it'll knot you up inside. But recognize that it's real. Because that's another thing that I realized is that when I was a child, I was not allowed to have emotions or complain. I was always shamed into any other emotion besides being like happy. So there's more there, and that's where we cross over into the William James material. And that's emotions. Hurt people, okay? Bottom line. That was just playtime, folks. Hope you enjoyed. And it talks about Joan Erickson. Her husband, Eric Erickson, was a pioneering psychoanalyst. And it's interesting to note that at the very point at which children are having an identity about who they are, the school systems chose to attack them. So if you look up the psychoanalysis of Eric with a K, Erickson with a K, then you will find out more about information that would help you understand the strategy that the enemy uses to undermine the human race. So, yeah, we're in for a great ride. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. And also, I've lived long enough to let you know that Chicken Little has been crying. The sky is falling forever. So just row your boat, man, gently down the stream. The only relationship I need to have right now is the one not only with myself, but with my Creator. So that I align my spine with the divine to feel fine. I align my will with divine will. And I think that must be the point of all of this. Right? So more later, everybody. Much love to you on your journeys. align my will with divine will. And I think that must be the point of all of this, right? So more later, everybody. Much love to you on your journeys.